Well, what you're looking at is my new winter project. Just inherited this boat, I guess is the way I need to put it. This boat was owned by my good friend Mike Shell and his buddy Kent, his lifelong buddy Kent. Unfortunately, the reason I have this boat is that both Mike and Kent have recently passed. Very sad, much too early. If there's any blessings, a lot of friends that haven't talked to each other in a long time have reconnected. And I stopped by the property that Kent was part owner of and where Mike spent a lot of his time, saw some friends there, and this craft was sitting in the trees. It had been a few years since it had been moved for obvious reasons. As you can see, it's in pretty rough shape. It was parked in the mud, lots of trees and branches and detritus in here that I pulled out before I drove down the road. The trailer is actually in pretty good shape. I did repack the bearings and everything before I drove it off because it had, hadn't been on the road in a long time, and I immediately hopped onto I-5, which is quite a test of anything, I guess. But as you can see, the boat itself, I think, is in okay shape. I don't see any obvious stuff. I've crawled underneath it a couple times in terms of just the fact I think it floats, which is the primary goal of a boat, right? But there's a lot of work to do in here. The subfloor is pretty trashed. I don't feel a lot of soft spots, honestly. I was expecting to, but so I think I might get lucky and be able to just scrape and repaint a lot, as opposed to having to do any major rebuilding of anything. This little wheelhouse, if you will, is in desperate need of some. This might just have to go, and we'll start over with this whole thing. But I love the steering works, so it's not all bad. But as you can see, it's just a rat's nest of old ancient wiring, and so good thing wire's cheap, because we'll probably be pulling all of that out. So I'm gonna head down here shortly to get this motor checked out. I've popped the top off of it, 25 horsepower Mercury, 2003, and that's all I can tell you. Obviously, we'll see. Outboards are fantastically expensive, so let's hope we get lucky here on what we find out about the motor. But I just wanted a little visual record of where we're starting. Do my best to keep this updated. Every winter I try to adopt some sort of project to keep myself busy, to defeat the darkness, as we say. Here in the Northwest, when the days get so short and dark. And this is going to be mine. It'll be the most ambitious and meaningful one I've ever done. And looking forward to just feeling it'll be a little therapeutic, like I'm spending time with Mike while I'm doing it. So, there you go. Update soon, everybody.